I go live every Monday and Thursday, but then in between I do try to go live here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that notification button so you hear when I do go live, because sometimes it's just unexpected, like Sunday afternoons. I try to go on Sunday afternoons if I'm not working my other businesses. So anyway, welcome. And I'm excited because I did over in my private VIP group, I did do sort of an unboxing of the Tiffany Thiessen things that I did purchase on the last order. So if you're wanting to see what I got, if you're curious as to what I got, go over there. I will be demoing a lot of them over here because I'm going to give it a try. She has more of a modern look, so that's kind of different for me. I'm kind of farmhousey, neutral colors. So, but anyway, this last week I posted a post from last year, kind of a look back for last year's my favorite craft that I made last year during the springtime, and asked if you wanted to see me recreate it. And so here we are. We're going to recreate my vintage stuffed bunny that I made last year. And I actually picked up some of this fabric from the Crafter's Square over at Dollar Tree, which, you know, apparently Dollar Tree is raising their prices, so get down there before they do. Hopefully yours has not already gone there, but I did find a piece of white fabric there. The last time I went, they had like more like plain fabrics instead of printed fabrics. The prints I kind of thought looked a little cheesy and cheap, which they are. They're Dollar Tree, right? But this is from the Crafter's Square, and I just thought I'd try it out and see. There was a piece of white fabric. So I'm going to use that today to make part of this. This little bunny that we got from this month's club. This is the club transfer from March, and it's $21.99. You get this little bunny transfer. Oh, let me show you. And then you get a bag to make, and you get all the supplies to do this with ink. So this cute little bag you can make, but you can use the bunny, and you can use the different, you can use the transfer over and over and over again, up to 12 times. Mine's got a little earmarked here. It's been kind of rough here in the camper, the craft camper, because it's just been off to the side because I'm trying to remember I have it. But I kind of think this little bunny, I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty good etching type of bunny. And I think it's going to make for a good stuffed bunny. So I'm going to try it. Let's try it. That's what this is for, right? So I'm going to first of all take out our mat, because fabrics, whenever we either ink or chalk, and today I'm not going to ink. I'm just going to chalk because I can get better colors, more colors, wider variety, and it dries faster with the chalk paste. So that being said, this little pillow is not going to be waterproof, and that's okay. And then I'm going to use this white fabric from Dollar Tree for my carrots. We're going to make some fabric carrots out of this. And then I'm going to use some other fabric. I don't even know where I got this. I think it's nothing. It's like a muslin. It's not even, I don't know. It's more of like a cotton, like a quilter's cotton. That's what I'm going to use to print my rabbit on. And I just need to get one side of the rabbit printed and get that drying so we can cut it out and make a pillow. So I'm going to give myself, and maybe I'm going to just go ahead and do a full-size pillow. I don't know. Maybe I need to give myself a little more space here. All right. So let's see. What is the best way to go with this? Maybe this way. Maybe I'll make a square pillow. I was going to cut out or a rectangle pillow. I was going to cut out just the bunny and do just the bunny because that's what I did last time. I don't know, kind of like I'm changing my mind, you guys. I'm changing my mind. So because this is a little decorator pillow, I think it's not going to matter. Maybe I'll just do the top portion and then make a separate pillow to put, or a pocket, because I like the idea. My last one, hello. I'm trying to make a bunny stuffed bunny, And the one I used was a cutout bunny. It was a little bit larger than this, and then it had a pocket on the front where I stuck a fabric carrot in the front. So I'm kind of thinking out loud here today with this particular little rabbit. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and use our, oh, this is bark. This is espresso. I don't think I wanted bark. I like the espresso because it's a little darker. I got those mixed up. They both look the same to me. All right, so I'm going to just use a squeegee here and squeegee it on. And like I said, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the top portion of it all together. I could always just cut out the bunny. That's what I'm sticking to right now. I wonder if I have any smalls here. I'm seeing just minis. Oh, there we go. Get that one out. All right, I'm going to use a little bit bigger squeegee. And like I said, I'm using chalk because a pillow like this, a little decorator pillow, you're not going to throw it into the washing machine, is not going to be water, proof of any sort. If you wanted it to be water safe, you could just use the ink. It would be just as easy because we definitely, I even have bark ink. This is espresso though, so this is a little bit darker brown. I'm into the brown right now. Don't ask me why. I just like it. And like I said, this is just a piece of fabric. Oops, I went off. This is just a piece of fabric that I have around. It seems like it's, oh, you know what? I know what I got it for. I purchased this quilter's fabric to do some embroidery on. I'm using my embroidery fabric. That was dumb. I don't know why I was like, oh, here's an off-white piece of fabric. That's okay. It's all for crafting's sake, right? It's all for crafting. I need to be a little more cautious here because I'm going crazy with it. And so far too, when I've been doing my embroidery, see, I do this same process to do embroidery. So I could do a little embroidery too before I seal this up into a pillow because there is kind of some stitching like looking things around the outside. And I think that would be really cute to do. Okay, so the one thing you do have to do with chalk is you have to kind of move fast because you don't want it to dry in the transfer. And I've got my fingers covered already, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put you down a little bit here so that you can see better. I did go outside the lines, so please forgive me. Oh my goodness, isn't that bunny just adorable? He is adorable. I think he's good. I was making sure I'm going slow. And I'm gonna put this on the backing. This just washes off in plain water and just a real soft scrub. And this isn't that cute? He is adorable. Adorable. Okay, I'm gonna try a little bit to get this off. I don't know if I'll be successful. If I put too much water, I know with fabric, it kind of leaks in to the rest. Just to get this off here. And I may just go with it and just I don't know. Yep, it is smearing, so even though it's water soluble, you can see I'm not getting it off very well. But he is adorable, so I think it's just gonna be fine. In fact, I have an idea. I think I'm just gonna, I'm thinking about just, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it because it is, well, I am kind of thinking about going around the outside edge with a little bit of brown all around and just kind of doing some brush marks so it looks like it's on purpose. Do you guys ever do that? Like, let's camouflage the fact that I went outside the lines a little bit. I'm not going to do anything on the inside, but I'm just going to go around the outside so it doesn't look so obvious. That's what I'm doing, and I'm sticking with it. So, and we're going to get some water involved in here so that I can kind of wash it out a little bit. I got a stiff brush, that's for sure. Get it a little bit more soaked in. I don't want it on the picture, but I think it'll look just fine around the outside edge. I don't want it on the main rabbit. So when I do my embroidery, I have been using ink, and I have to say I like the ink. Hello, Jennifer. Oh, no, Jameson. Jameson cattle. Where are you out of with cattle? All right, so I'm just kind of accenting a little. We'll get a little bit more on this side so it's even. And you'll never know that I made a mistake, right? That I went outside the lines. If you're afraid of going outside the lines like I did, then go ahead and use some blue tape, some painter's tape. That will help. Trying to get this. All right. Getting it wet so I can smear it in and kind of brush, take out the harsh brush strokes, but still, keep the harsh brush strokes. It is raining out there. I am in Idaho, and we do some days, especially in the spring, we get all of the weathers. We can get sunshiny, spring, beautiful weather, and then we'll get gross weather. Right now it's the gross weather, so we're just going to put that aside, get this closed up, and I actually, let's see. I think I'm going to cut, fabric. I'm going to cut right here and rip this way. Then I'll have both sides of the pillow. And let's see. Just sort of making this up as we go. I don't want to cut more than I need here, but I do. Okay. That will be doubled over. I do want to make a little pocket. So I think I'm just going to go all the way. Save the rest of this for my crafting. There's plenty there. This was at the Joann's end of the season, sale. So that's how I got the fabric. I had my daughter pick some up because I wanted to make some pieces. All right. There we go. Is that cute? Is that bunny? Just adorable. So you could do anything you wanted with that bunny. You could put it on, make multiple bags. I'm going to do a little pillow here, but I actually think I'm going to extend the pillow out. So fabric, this was cut. Do you see how crooked this was cut? This is going to be interesting because this other side is the crooked side. This one. Because it will rip. Whoops, that won't work at all. We'll have to just go this way. See how crooked it was? Shame on them. Anyway, I want to give a little bit extra down at the bottom for the pillow because I am going to put a little pocket across the bottom, and I'm going to use that feed sack to go across the pocket. And so we're going to do that here on this other side. I may not be making sense right now, but so I want my pocket to be using this quality feed sag, quality rabbit feed, it says down here, and then hopping down the bunny trail. And I'm going to use this as the pocket to put the carrots in. So we're going to just print this off in the same color, and I'm just going to put a little strip on the pocket before I sew it shut. So I'm probably going to do a little sewing on this project because I want it to be, I want it to turn out cute. I want it to be like no raw edges on the outside. But if you were doing just the bunny, so we're kind of doing an interpretation today of my project a year ago. And if you want the link to that, just go back and do, I think it's on YouTube. I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure I did it on YouTube last year. All right, let's get this made here. This is going to be on the pocket of this pillow, and I'm making it extra wide because I do want it to go across the bottom. And everything is kind of wet right now. I'm doing it on an ink mat because I don't want it to go through on my be a mess on my table. because of course when you use fabric and you paste or ink, especially ink goes through. It soaks into the fabric and kind of goes through. So, all right, I think that is it. Again with my messy fingers for sure. Make sure if you're coming on in, say hello and tell me where you're watching from. Cute. So there it is, hopping down, and I doubled it over so that this edge can go in. So this will just go to the sink in the kitchen, and I will wash that in a hot minute here when I get done. And then I am going to, this will be the pocket. So I'm just going to go ahead and, I could have torn that off before. There's no process. There's just kind of a craziness going on here. All right, so that is my bunny rabbit pillow. I'm going to have to square that off, and I will make this, what I will do is make this, press this nicely, and when I put the pillow together, I will put this over this bottom section right here, like that, and make a little pocket. And look, it actually went through 2 layers there. I should have like opened it up, but I want to make it so it's an edge there for my pocket is what I'll do. I'll have to line that up a little bit there because it's gonna see through. And that will be just sort of a cute little pocket across the front. And like I said, I want to make sure that there's plenty. It might be kind of more like empty space down here, and this will be covered like that. And then I will sew this all the way around and then reverse it so that it's nice. So that is going to be my bunny part of it. And then I want to put some carrots in here. And you could use, like, I have these little carrots, like from Dollar Tree. I think these are from Dollar Tree, pretty sure. Or Target, I don't know. I think it's Dollar Tree. Anyway, I picked them up over time. You could put these little carrots in there. You could put some little flowers in there. If you have some little decorative eggs you could put in there, those would look good too. So we're going to set this aside for a hot minute here and start working on some carrots. So from last year, in this part I'm going to do actually, so these are going to be a little bit brighter white because that's what I have. Last year I had, maybe it was 2 years ago now. I don't even know. We had a kit where you can make some carrots and a carrot patch box, some fabric ones, and this is the cutouts for them. So you just print these on fabric, and you could use ink. I am, however, not going to, but I think I want to use some of the new patterns that I just got in. Let me see. See, I was thinking this would be adorable, and I could just do like one or two of these so that I know what the size is, because I think I can get two carrots out. Basically, it is like a triangle, right? It's kind of like you cut it like this and then roll it up and make a carrot. So this is from our new Tiffany Feason collab that Chalk Couture is doing, and this is her design. It's called Full Bloomin'. And I'm gonna do this on this fabric in an orange color. Rust, I think we're doing. And you could do this in ink if you wanted it to be permanent, but because I don't think anybody's gonna be washing their carrots up, their fabric carrots, I think we're just gonna go ahead and do the whole thing. Well, I've got Saucy here and I've got Rust. I'm hoping to use Rust. It is a little thick. Use that. And get this mixed up. So our pastes are water soluble, and so my rust is a little thick, so I added some water before I started here today so that it could just thin out. You want it to be yogurt consistency, so it happens, you know, you have a whole jar of paste and it can get kind of dried out. And even I've had some older packets of paste dry up too, and you could just put them into a little dish and add some water and it will reconstitute it. So that's kind of the cool thing. It is a chalk paste that's specifically designed to go in our transfers, and it is, you know, non-toxic. So you could do this with kids. The carrot part would be really fun to do with kids. All right, here we go. I think this is starting to look good here. We're getting that water constituted in. You see that this is rust, the color. I'm just using a tool to mix it up because I like that little tool. That tool is all the bomb. Okay, I'm going to do this whole thing in orange. It may seem kind of weird to do it, but we want this to be carrots. Might be a weird, seemingly weird concept to do all the flowers in orange, but I think it's going to work out. I love it. Love, love, love. There was also a woven one, but I think I'm going to try doing the ooh, it is just really raining out there. Okay, and you do want to work kind of quickly with paste. This might be the end of my rust. I have to get some more darker, like a darker orange color, because I only have like Hey Pumpkin. It's kind of a bright, it almost looks yellow to me. To me, it looks yellow. I don't know. It's a pretty color, but it's different. I am doing this on an ink mat again. I'm still on that same ink mat, and I am using, it probably will go through the fabric because this is pretty thin fabric from Dollar Tree. See how we transform some Dollar Tree fabric to be a fun Easter decoration. And you could use any patterns that you wanted. You could use, you know, anything that goes with your decor, really. Or you could just use orange fabric. You wouldn't even have to make your own, but I think this kind of just adds an extra layer to make your own fabric. I'm not even, this corner may not turn out very nicely. It's kind of goobering up here, so I'm working quickly, trying to get it all in. And then we'll peel it to reveal it. It's my favorite part, right? All these years I've been using chalk. I think like 6 years I've been using chalk, and every time I peel, I'm excited. Every time. Oops. There we go. Got a piece of string there. Oh my gosh. Love, love. They kind of look like sunshines. Okay, I'm going to peel slow. There's some little parts where it's kind of coming off. I think it's going to be okay. It'll just look a little more rustic than we planned. Like I said, this end was kind of going a little weird with that with the paste where it was kind of thick. So I'm going to set this aside. We'll again wash this in the sink with that other bunny. Set that aside. Get our fingers clean. And I'm going to use this other one. We have lots and lots of different transfers. There are these ones that were from the vintage patterns. Oh my gosh, those would be adorable. Would look very vintagey. But I'm just going to use this because I want the shape. It's kind of a selfish reason, but that's what I want. And hopefully this other part will kind of dry up. We might have to do this in 2 parts and get this done a little later. So hopefully you guys are having a great Sunday weekend type of day. We were having a sleep in the chair after church kind of day. I don't know. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe we're just exhausted from our week. I don't know. Sundays really are a day of rest. It is hard to, oops, I got orange all over my fingers now. All right, give me some These are very adorable. And I think it's just going to be okay. Kind of got cakey here. There's some spots where the paste sort of peeled off, and it's going to be okay because we're just going for as full a coverage as we possibly can, I guess. And then we're going to get this other carrot shape. This is the shape I'm going to use to cut out the other ones out of the flowers, but you could just do a triangle or even do a square and roll it out. And like I said, you could just go to the fabric store. Ooh, that is thick. There are some thick chunks there. You could go to the fabric store and just buy some fabric and cut it into triangles and make carrots from that if you want, or buy the carrots pre-made in, you know, in the craft section or your local craft store. All right, kind of get that back in there. Anything you don't use, peel, you know, you don't have to have it, put a nice thick coat on, then take it off and put it back into the jar. You can use that later. I'm going to set that aside and get my fingers cleaned up after I get this closed. And I went with the same color on all of these. So there's kind of an overall theme in color. Oh my goodness, isn't that cute? Love, love, love that. Okay, again, this one, I will just go ahead and set that aside so that we can wash that later. And I was going to tell you, this was from a kit, a chocolate, and we have some new kits too. So if you're wanting more information about our kits, they have everything you need to make it. We have some great new ones. This is from 2022, so that tells you I use this every Easter. I promise you. It is one of my favorite things to do is make carrots. I love to make carrots. I love to make bunnies. Those are my two things. What's going on here? All right. And look at all that orange underneath. It definitely went through. I want to get this dry. As dry as we possibly can so we can start cutting. And that pillow, we're just going to go ahead and I'm getting that mat out. I'm going to set it here, see if it'll stay. I don't know. Dry, my friend, dry. I do want this mat to get wiped off. Do you see all that went through? Fabric always goes through with whether it's ink or it's paste. This is paste, so that's why I used kind of an older version because I knew this would really paste up my ink mat. So I'm just going to wipe it off as best as I can with just plain, my wipes are the plain water. Sorry for all the noise. Kind of a noisy day, isn't it? Hopefully that's coming across on YouTube okay. So this week we have kind of a busy Monday. I don't know how you guys do on Monday. Mondays are usually like my worst day. It's hard for me to get going. I don't like to get going on Mondays. It's my laundry day, so I have to get all the laundry done. I try to get all the laundry done. I don't have to, but I try. I like to get the laundry done on Monday so it's done for the week. I don't like to drag out laundry all week. What do you guys like to do? You like to have one day, or do you just keep it going all the time? See how much that went through there? This one went through a lot more. I love a good buffalo check. We have a great big pattern that's buffalo check. You could do all kinds of things. You can make your own fabric for your pillows or placemats. You can do whatever. Like I said, if I were doing this into a pillow, or if I was doing it into something I would wash, like an apron or something, that I would do in ink. But because I don't think anybody's going to use my they're not going to wash, I'm not going to wash the carrots. Let's just say that. I'm not going to wash the carrots. Okay, I'm going to start these. This isn't completely dry. It is still damp, but it's not going to smear. But I want to get going. I want to get going, and I'm sure you guys want me to. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually get this carrot cut out. Maybe, did I get any? I maybe didn't get any stuffing out here. So I have to bear with me. So I'm going to cut as close. without going over, I guess. So that fabric didn't work too bad, in my opinion. This is the Dollar Tree fabric, so I don't know. I probably wouldn't use it to sew a quilt, but it's not bad for printing on. It's not as nice as my cotton fabric that I got from the fabric store for doing. All right, so I'm going to use this for the pattern. And it's got this rounded edge, so, and like I said, this totally you could use, you wouldn't have to have this pattern whatsoever. I really want to grab some of these flowers, the big flowers and the little flowers. So I'm going to put it here and then turn it around when we do the other side. Let's see. And I think this edge is totally going to be okay. Hopefully we don't smear any of it. It is damp. I can feel it being damp, and that's just going to have to be okay. I'm just holding it there. It would be better to probably use a pin. That's the smart way to cut out. You could also use, look at my dollar tag here. Next Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time, I will be live on Facebook on my business page, Prairie Scraps, and I will be doing a trash to treasure. So I haven't even decided what to do yet, but so come and check it out. You just never know what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I want to get some of the small. I'm just gonna butt it right up to here so I don't have to do a ton of cutting. But like I said, I want to get that part of it as well. Get the tip here. Hopefully we got flowers on the tip here. Those are pretty. And I could use some of those scraps even still, maybe for some tags or whatever. Who knows? I'll kind of keep those little scraps. Who knows what I'll do with that? I don't know. I don't even know. Okay, so here is our carrots. We've got 3 of them cut out. I like to do things in 3, so that worked out perfectly. Oh my goodness, I love those little flowers. And this was my paste. It was kind of dried up, so it was hard to work with, and that's what happened there. So if you had, a newer paste, it would be okay. Bear with me here. Oh, you guys, I could make a baseball cap that says, "Not a hugger." Excuse me. I have to get some stuffing. I can't reach the whole bag, so I just grab some stuffing by itself. Okay, we are going to hot glue these together because I can. Let's get that going. Hopefully I have enough hot glue to do this. The pillow, I'll probably sew together. You could hot glue it too. So if you're not a sewer, never fear. You can do this. You don't have to be a sewer to do this project. You might have to have some talent here. Okay. It was a little... Okay. If I remember, this was the most difficult part, was the gluing. Getting that going. And like I said, this part, we could maybe glue it together as well. But I need to cut out the pillow. To be even. They do have fabric glue that you could put in your hot glue gun, or you could use a fabric glue if you were worried about it being hot glue. But because we're just kind of just making a little decoration, it's gonna be okay. Actually, I should have saved that and put it as stuffing. I like to use the fabric scraps for stuffing. It just works nicely. Keep those drying out here. And what I'm going to do is so I'm going to have to cut here too. Down here. All right. And then of course you want to go wrong sides together. But this is, I might have to wait with the pillow itself. If you can kind of get the gist of it, I'm going to use this as, because I need this pressed before I get too far into it. I'm going to use this as and it went through, so I'm going to have to match that up a little bit. But we're going to use this as a little pocket down here in the seam. So what I'm going to do is I'll press this really nice down. And isn't that the cutest little bunny though? And then we're going to make these little carrots like this, and they're going to go into my pillow pocket. Isn't that cute? Cute. I'm excited about this. Okay. See if we got some hot glue going here yet. I might need this because this is going to be, remember this was the hardest part, was gluing it. Whoa. Kind of move through. I have to say, this is actually, ooh, I kind of got that too much down there. Ah, my new mat. I kind of, there it is. What was I saying? Glued it down. Gotta be careful doing this because, oh, I got the Dollar Tree glue because I ran out, and you know, emergencies call for emergency deals, right? And so I got the Dollar Tree glue, and I'm not super excited about it. I'll be glad when it's gone, except that I do need it yet. All right, got kind of goobery down there. It's not as good as Gorilla Glue or, you know, from the, all right, it's kind of chilly in my little camper here because, you know, my heater kind of broke. So the glue is kind of, usually my glue is so stinking hot. I can't touch anything. But in this case, it feels like it's kind of drying quickly. Getting that end is difficult. Let's go down into there. Open that up a little bit. Not glue my scissors in there. The ends are going to be sticking in anyway, so I'm just trying to make, I don't know, not the best looking one, but isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, look at those. You can see the carrots, can't you? How cute is that? All right, down to our last one here. I am kind of gluing over my mat here because I don't want it to, and my glue gun gets so hot, it just like leaks everywhere. Let's see. I have the finger on and I still don't use it very well. There, that one I did better. One I didn't do so good. By the third one, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So there's my 3 little carrots. This one is totally glue on the end. It is what it is. And then we're gonna take and hopefully I didn't glue any. I've got a new mat. I actually found a Chalk Couture mat at a local thrift sale a couple years ago for $1, and I've just been saving it because it was so brand new. All right, I'm using stuff. You can use any kind of stuffing. This is from like an old pillow or something. Not old, but you know, one that fell apart or something. So I'm just sticking that down there as best I can. It's going to be a funky looking, I even have a little bit of hot glue sticking out the end. Funky looking. It's okay. We're okay with funky looking carrots, aren't we? Funky looking carrots. And stick it in there as far as we can. Kind of break up stuffing when you use it. You can also just go get like the cheap pillows at Walmart. I think I've heard is the best way to go. I'm just waiting to use up all the pillow stuffing I've got saved up. Whenever my pillows kind of go flat or I get sick and tired of them. Okay, I think that's going to be good. And we want to keep that on there. Because what we want to do now is just take some, I've got this greens, and you could use any greens for this again. I've even got some different, I might just kind of go back and forth on it, cut it. We're going to make greens out of this like that and put it in there. And then I might put a little bit of hot glue in there just to kind of hold it together, but it's not going to hold the whole thing. I just want it to kind of hold my greens in there, because I am going to take a little piece of twine and put a little bow around here to make my cranky little crooked little carrots so that we can put it in this pillow, my bunny pillow. There we go. That hot glue gun is really, oops, I'm going to get all three. I just sort of made some, I got one sticking up like that. Do you see it? It's not any which way, right? Maybe that wasn't the best way. Maybe you like it a different way. I figure I can always cut these apart too. All right, so we want to get a little bow on here with the twine. Like really pretty much, other than, I mean, I guess at some point I bought the fabric, but at this point it's pretty free. You could use scrap fabric. You could use what you have around the house. There we go. It's kind of cute, isn't it? I'll put this out here so you can see. That's how it's going to be in the pillow. So it kind of mimics it's a remake of my vintage pillow, but it's kind of modernish, because even though this is kind of the vintage part, look I got modern carrots, right? Isn't that cute? All right, a little bit more stuffing. Let's get this stuffed up and get it some greens in there. We're on the home stretch here. I hope that you've been enjoying this. Make sure that you say hello. And if you're wanting any of my finished goods, I do sell those over. I will list them over on my prairiescraps.com. That is me. It's a small business, so I don't know what the deal is lately, but people have been asking for me to, like, oops, we got a goober of glue here. I'm going to try to get that off. Don't need that big of a piece of glue on the end there. There it is. Good. Okay. Get enough stuffing in there to kind of stiffen it out. And you can see, like, my end, it's not perfect, but it's cute. All right, let's make all I'm doing is with this 1, 2, I'm making 3. You know how I am about 3s. 3 little, and then squeezing it on one end, and we'll spread it out on the other end when we're done here. Put the ends inside, I think. That other one, I'm not, we can always cut them apart if we decide that's what we need to do. But if we don't like it that way, we can also, okay, I just put a little bit on top of the stuffing so that is in there. Whoops. And then I will take my twine. I have got green leaves everywhere. Not green sleeves, like the song. Green leaves. Oh my gosh, I love this pattern. I'm not gonna lie, this is the cutest pattern ever. And this is Tiffany Thiesen's. Isn't this adorable? Oh my goodness. I gotta get that pillow done so I can take pictures. I will post pictures. Up here on this, just put a little bow on there, and then we'll stretch those out. Oh, I got 4 little runners there. Oops. And none of it stayed in there. That's not good. That's not good at all. Stay in there. You could do these however you want, fuss with them. I guess I got 4 in this one. Oh, oofta. I'm gonna get a little bit of glue in there and try to stick that in there. Get it to stay once I get it in there. There we go. Okay, so we got, look at the leaves, holy cow. All right, last little one, our little houndstooth. I guess, is it, no, it's buffalo check, a mini buffalo check. We have a pattern this way too, so buffalo check is one of my favorite. I guess it almost looks like a houndstooth too, so it could be either one, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, those you could totally, you don't have to necessarily have the pattern, but it just goes to show you when you get these kits, like even if you get the kit and make what's in the kit, keep those transfers. You just never know when you'll make another something or other. So, all right, a little too much stuffing. I gotta tear that apart. No, I don't have enough. I knew that would happen. Stuffing usually works better if you can kind of tear it apart and poof it up that way too. I need a little more in the tip. And if I remember right, the last time I made these, you can make this like on brown fabric and it will look really like a little bit different. You could make these any color of the rainbow if you wanted to. I'm not liking how it didn't get down into the tip very well. So I'm going to tear that apart and try to get more into the tip with the scissors. Sometimes if you use like a chopstick, that works too. You want to be careful not to make a hole in things. All right. I didn't do very good. I was trying to hurry. So you didn't have to watch too long. I sure do appreciate everybody for watching on this Sunday. And if you're watching later, just say hello. Check out I do have all the links down below. So if you want to go check out my store, or if you want to get craft supplies, that is there. I'm a small business owner here in the United States. Okay, 1, 3. Is that right? 1. I think I'm just wrapping it around my hand to do it. I was trying to do 3 last time and I sort of ended up with more. I definitely ended up. All right, this time I'm going to like twist the bottom of these so that they're together before I try to glue them in a little bit. Stick them down in there. There we go. Well, they didn't end up as big. What did I do this time? Maybe once I put the twine on. Oh, my little twine. My little twine is gone. I kind of threw it across the room, I think. Not a very good shot today. Oh, I see it. I lost it. Okay. If it seems kind of weird, I'm in a little Airstream camper. It's just my place to go crafting. Everybody needs a little place to go. This could totally be done like on your kitchen table if you needed to. I do that too. Sometimes if I have something a little bigger, it doesn't fit in the camper, I will definitely craft on the kitchen table or take out a little folding table and craft. Crafting is therapy, isn't it? Okay, little bow, little twine. There we go. Isn't that cute? All right, so those are the 3 carrots. I think those are adorable. And then, like I said, I will finish up this little pillow. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to get rid of all these leaves. Holy cow. Lots of leaves everywhere. They're getting to be like the reindeer moss. Here's the pillow. We're going to have a pocket on the pillow. I definitely have that on there crooked, don't I? Oops. Hot glue on my pillow. It's dripping. I'll have to straighten that out. Even though this is the straight side, if you must know. I'm going to just eyeball it to try to get it. I don't know. They had it cut pretty crooked. All right, well, those make more stuffing. All right, and then when I sew this shut, I will, reverse everything. I'll sew it like this, all the way around, leaving a little hole, and then stuff it, and we will be good to go with a little cute little pillow to do our crafting with. So I thank you so much for coming here today. Make sure you do all the things, subscribe and like, and hit that little notification button so you hear when I go. Isn't that going to be cute to go in the little pocket? We've got 3 little carrots to go in the pocket. Isn't that adorable? I just think it is cute, cute, cute. So I appreciate you being here. And like I said, even if you're coming back later and watching at a later time, please say hello and tell me what you think about my remake of my vintage rabbits and carrots. I think they're adorable. We will talk to you soon, and I will be back tomorrow for our Monday crafting. I will be both on YouTube and Facebook, so please join me for a little crafting. Make sure that you have a blessed evening and keep on crafting.